Back in March, when we were all looking a bit grey and winter worn, I was busy looking through all the upcoming summer collections for the best bronzers to use for my bronzing story for UK Glamour magazine. There isn't one bronzer to suit all. The shade of bronzing products that you need and that work best for you are very much dependent on your skin tone and type. Annabelle would normally be around a 20 in Chanel bases, so I decided to take her a couple of shades more honey, using Guerlain's terracotta tinted moisturiser in blondes, taking care to do her neck and all exposed skin. Next, I used Benefit's Hoola matte bronzer on her eyelids for some initial shading and definition. I then moved on to bronzing powder. I used the bronzing pressed powder in June from Laura Mercier, taking it onto the temples, across the top of the forehead, then working into the cheekbones, the cheeks, the bridge of the nose, the jawline and the neck. After using mascara and creating a good brow, I paled her lips down and then added a touch more bronzer across the bridge of her nose. I felt a nice honey tone would suit her best, as the skin on her body had a natural yellow undertone, and I thought a honey tone tan would sit well with her light brown hair and blue eyes. So I took Annabelle from this skin tone to this skin tone. After a long winter, naturally olive skin model India was looking forward to her bronze look. I decided a deep sultry caramel tan would really flatter her dark eyes, olive undertones and deep chocolate coloured hair. I started with Dior's Hydrolife skin tint in tan, all over to counteract the sallowness. For her eyes I chose a deep chocolate shimmer colour. I wanted her eyes to look really sultry and sexy, so I used lots of black pencil on the waterline and smudged it all around her eyes. I then used stick foundation to even out her skin. After mascara and defining the brows, I moved on to bronzer. I chose Clinique True Bronze in number 4. To really highlight the tan, I finished off with NARS Multiple in Lamu, just on the top of the cheekbones to create a really dewy, sultry effect. For her lips, I used a juicy caramel gloss shade. I took India's skin tone from this to this. Pretty Stella's skin is very fair with pink undertones, and her fabulous bleach blonde hair and blue eyes made her a perfect candidate for a peachy glow. I couldn't begin with a bronze base as this would be too extreme, so I started with Pro Lumiere in 20. I think she'd normally be around a 5 to 10. I used Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Opal to give her skin an extra peachy glow, and Cream Blush in Enchanted by NARS, again a lovely soft peachy shade. To define her eyes, I used a couple of the shades from the number 7 Matte Sculpting Bronzer. I also added some loose shimmer iridescent powder in a golden peach shade. For bronzer, I used the rest of the number 7 Matte Sculpting powder, mixing all the shades together. I also added a touch of a soft shimmery pink blush. Mascara and brows helped to give the paleness some definition. For lips, I chose a mix of peachy apricots for a sheer glossy mouth. Stella's skin tone went from this to this shade. The skin on Tasana's face was slightly ashy after a long winter and was quite a bit lighter than the skin on her body. To counteract the ashy tones, I primed her skin with Sisley's Sun Gel, an orange toned gel with a subtle gold shimmer. I then moved on to her eyes and applied a pewter shade on her lids and a deep burnished red bronze shade into the socket line. I applied a warm bronze pencil to the waterline and all around her eyes. After applying mascara and a strong brow, I applied Illamasqua's bronzer in Burnish, a deep golden bronze. To finish off her lips, I used Golden Rum Lip Gloss, a deep reddy bronze with golden flecks. The deeper, more orange toned bronzes and reddish shades really flattered Tasana's skin tone. When shopping for bronzer, think about your natural skin colour. For pale skins, look for soft, tawny and light peachy tones. Honey tones work well for mid-toned skin, and the more orange-based, richer caramels for olive tones, whilst richer, deeper sienna tones are perfect for darker skins. Have a great summer, and I hope that was helpful.